Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm just not buying this story. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it, folks. This is insane. And what I can't believe is it's not becoming major news. It's just being a ticker tape on the bottom of the screen on most of the major networks. But Missouri governor candidate, the candidate for governor of Missouri, died last night with a gunshot in the head. Now get this. The Missouri auditor, he's right now the state auditor, and candidate for governor, Tom, I think you pronounce his name, Shishwish, has been found dead, and they're trying to rule it an apparent suicide, according to local media reports. Shishwish, considered a leading Republican contender for the GOP's 2016 nomination for governor of Missouri. But he died last night after being transported to the hospital in wake of a medical situation at his home. Now, police told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that he died from a single gunshot wound, that they are inclined to believe that he committed suicide. What we know at this point suggests an apparent suicide, according to Clayton Police Chief Kevin Murphy. However, there hasn't been an autopsy, and there will be an investigation still to be conducted. Here's the problem with that. You say, okay, he took a gun and shot himself in the head. We don't know what his situation was, maybe his marriage situation, maybe some other type of financial issue, or maybe some other thing happening. Well, here's what we do know. He was elected state auditor of Missouri in 2011, and he was reelected in 2014, and just announced he was going to run for governor of Missouri in 2016. Okay, he's got everything going in the right direction, right? And get this. But according to reports, just 7 minutes before the 911 call was placed, 7 minutes before that, the phone records show that State Auditor Shushush made a phone call to the Post-Dispatch requesting an interview. He said that the interview was set to be focused on what he believed was attempts by the state's Republican Party chairman, John Hancock, to spread misinformation about his Jewish heritage. Now, we know he was an Episcopalian, though he did have a Jewish grandfather, and he said he was proud of his Jewish heritage. He was reportedly set to claim that Hancock was telling potential donors that he was a Jew, and in an effort to undermine his campaign efforts. Hancock denies this allegation. So, isn't it strange? The man makes a phone call and says, I want an interview with you. Let me tell you what's going on. The Republican chairman of the state of Missouri is spreading misinformation. I want to go on the record. 7 minutes later, he has a bullet in his head. Did he make the phone call and then kill himself? Do you really think so? Or is there something more sinister here? Is there something a whole lot more darker here that we need to know about? Well, I don't know. I'm just reporting. It just don't feel right. And what also don't feel right is the deafening silence. I hear the sound of silence in the mass media, the mainstream media, trying to slowly, softly sweep this one under the rug as quickly as possible, when you obviously know that if somebody is announced they're running for governor and they're already the state auditor and he ends up with a bullet in his head and he just made a phone call saying that he was being sabotaged by his own party, this is news. This is huge revelation. And when we find out it was over the fact he was Jewish in a time with anti-Semitism on the rise? Are you serious? In a moment, 5 days before Benjamin Netanyahu is due to speak before a joint session of Congress, where the President of the United States has said, don't you dare come, when several of the vice president is boycotting, and several dozen Democrats are also leading Democrats, or both on the House and Senate, are staying home. Don't you think over what? Because he's a Jewish prime minister who is exposing the fact that Iran is building nuclear bombs, wanting to annihilate their nation, and he's doing the speech on the night before Purim. He's walking in almost like Mordecai. I mean, he's coming in like Esther, and he's declaring that the prince of Persia, Iran, Haman, is trying to railroad his nation, and exterminate his people. I mean, folks, I think you got to take this situation a whole lot more serious than anybody else is. I don't like it. It don't feel right. It don't even sound right. Are you saved? Do you realize we're living in the last days? Perilous times have come. They're not coming. They've come. The last days are not coming. They're here. I'm telling you, this is the prophetic hour. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.